All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone's having an amazing morning and hope that you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today? I think uh, I think Norm froze up.
Back. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yep, now I got you. You froze up for a second there. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, Norm. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, man. I'm doing all right. I'm having some computer issues this morning, so if I happen to drop off or go quiet, you guys know why.
Yeah, we can be sure it's not going to be Norm taking a low flow trade.
No.
um, all right, guys. Is the sound should be good now in the chat? Just want to confirm you guys can hear us okay? Good, it's back. Okay, excellent, perfect. All right, so good morning, guys. Let's get to it. Let's jump right in. Running a little bit behind, not by much, but we have a lot to go through. Again, our gappers list this morning, especially on the green side, it is jam-packed with things here, so as you can see. So let's kind of jump into what's going on there. But before we do that, Norm, is there anything besides what we have discussed already with the SPY and the overall market? Is there anything new for today and the rest of this week?
Well, yes. Actually, yesterday's action on the SPY was very interesting, and I thought this might happen yesterday morning. Didn't say it specifically, but when I was talking about gap down, it had been worse. It had come back a bit, and it wasn't that bad, but people were kind of acting like the sky was falling. It was really interesting. If you go into so that's the pre-market when things got really nasty and things were down about, I think it was like 2% at the bottom. And then when the market opened, it sold off a little bit. You had a little bit of panic at the open, and then it was just a steady climb all day long. Just tells you how resilient. Uh, yeah, YouTube is fine. Just shows you
Thanks.
how resilient, um, this market is right now. So that having been said, a short week as we've discussed. Markets closed Friday, close at 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. Economic data, we had a revised GDP number out, I guess, this morning a little bit earlier. I have not been able to see that because of my computer issues. I know we've got consumer confidence, and I think existing home sales at 10 a.m. off the top of my head. So that's what we got today. Should be interesting. A couple of big pieces of news moving a number of stocks. So let's dive right in.
All right, excellent, guys. All right, guys, let's get to it right away. So let's start with what's gapping down. It's only one stock here. I kind of was looking at this earlier. Doesn't look all that great, guys. Just look at this pre-market action. You have 1 million shares traded. It is down 9.2, as you can see here. But overall, this pre-market action just not great. The float on this one, not a low float, sitting at 174 million. For the most part, you can see this won't be a good one for today. Let's start with what's gapping. Let's continue with what's gapping up today. There's a lot of tickers on here, guys. So we're just gonna go to the top five, try to get some of these double digits in here, and then we'll look at some possible favorites that we like for the most part. Been watching throughout this week. So a couple of lower flow stocks. You can see those here in yellowish type colors. The brighter the yellow is, the lower that the low flow is based on trade ideas here. We have SPWH, also another one not looking good, guys. Pre-market action is really choppy here. You're out 36%, 241, but for the most part, this stock doesn't trade very well. You can see that also on the daily, how low the volume is. Again, don't get fooled by this move here. This big move like this with only 4 million shares for the entire day, I guarantee it's going to be very choppy. We're not going to dive into the 5 minute there, but I guarantee you that those type of moves do not happen very clean. When you're dropping $3-4 with just 4 million, very rarely are you going to find a good pre-market action with some good volatility in there. So we'll skip on that one.
It's a
EQO,
buyout anyway.
it's a buyout. Yeah, it just looks terrible. Yeah, thank you. EQOS, this one here, also not looking great, guys. Look at the daily, very nasty here. Look at these wicks. I mean, not sure what happened the last couple of days, but again, just nothing great to see here. So let's move down. ELYS. This one daily looks interesting. I do like the daily on this one. It is a 9.3 million shares flow. We're only traded so far 882, and it's up 20%. A lot of that has been given back already. You can see here we've been dropping quite a bit. Not the greatest pre-market action. Volume is starting to pick up here as we're creating a base. So maybe a possible for later on today as one of the low flow stocks to keep an eye on. But we need more volume out of this one, sitting at 9.3. You want to see a great volume coming in, a lot of volume coming in for it to be a candidate for possible low flow stocks. Right now it doesn't have going for it, but the daily is interesting though. The daily has been trading pretty well actually, with some decent volume in here. Some sitting at 7, started off nicely at 17. So we'll see what it does today. And we'll come back to that one. Fubo, this one is on here. A pre-market action, very active. 1 million shares traded right now, up 15.2. And I have to say, this is one that did not think this daily was going to trade so well. And man, the daily's looking really nice. Yeah, it's wow. This is sweet. Now you gotta be careful. This is a very risky stock, guys. Just look at this candle right on here that we're looking at right now in the 5-minute. This starts at 58.54 down to 57.05. So that's $1.50 right there move. So it tells you how fast this thing can move. The spread is 12 cents at times, maybe even more. So you got to be careful with it. You know. Now, have you traded this one, Norm? I know you had this on your watch list. Okay, so again, definitely active, guys, but I'm going to put it as a possible, just to remind ourselves, we got to be careful with that one. If good volume comes in and we get some good liquidity out of this one, could be a runner for today. Again, looking pretty good right now. QS, this is not looking good. I do not like the spread on this one, 50-70 cents at times. Yeah, this is not, be careful with this one today. Volume for the most part is great on the daily. It's not bad, but hasn't been trading all that well. Yesterday had a big day. Let's see how that traded. Yeah, yesterday looked like actually traded okay. No, when you zoom in, you start to see some of this lower volume price movement here, and that's the scary part, right? The spread, I guarantee the spread is horrible. And just look at the price here. These candles are going from 80 to, is that 83? $3 candles with that type of volume? Not for us, guys. Let's move down. RMG here. And again, we can do a whole show talking about why not, right? Get into the real details about it. But that's why we have the classes on our website. And again, we go into details on why that's not a great stock to trade. RMG here, guys, pre-market action starting to get going here. We're starting to see some volume here, up 14.6. The daily looking a little bit interesting. I do not like the volume on it, though, on the daily bars down here. I'm gonna skip on it, guys. If it gets better, throw it back out to us. 23 million shares float, and this pre-market action is not really doing it for it. So far we've been through about 6 or 7, and nothing's looking good. So I'm gonna stop there, and what we'll do now is
you shouldn't stop there, because if you
yeah, I'm gonna stop.
If you went to the next one and then the next one after that, you would have been.
It gets better.
Shape. Yeah, it gets better. Now this JUPW just showed up, so it's 4 million share float. That was not what I was talking about.
I figured you wasn't. Yeah.
VLDR and Peloton.
And now notice those names. We know those names. These names up here, we haven't heard of these names. Maybe Fubo, and Fubo probably the only one that made our list, right? But if you look at these other ones, we haven't really heard of them, right? VLDR, we know it's a good one. Peloton, we know it's a good one. So let's get to those now and see what we got going on here.
Let's hop into one of the pieces of news I was talking about. Yeah. So late in the day yesterday, report came out. Apple is aiming to launch self-driving electric vehicle by 2024, I believe. There's been some speculation they're going to do something like this in the past. So that popped Apple, and it was a really interesting, it was a nice breakout yesterday afternoon on Apple, so that one's definitely going to be in play. But it's also popped some of these others, like VLDR, which makes sensors that might be used. LAZR is another one. So that's what we're getting there.
Yep, I agree with that one. Apple, by the way, now that we're just talking about it, I pulled it up. Does look very good today, man. This looks nice. Love the breakout. Bang up day yesterday. Looks very good. Let's throw this Apple on here today. And then let's look at Peloton as well. That one is next on our list. Wow, look at this, guys. Oh, so man.
Piton is buying another company in that space, which, you know, a lot of times we talk about when somebody buys something, the acquirer, so Piton in this case, you'll see them take a hit. But this is overall seen as good for helping their market share, build out some more products and such. And on top of that, they also got a price target raise. I believe somebody raised the price target from 160 to 185 off the top of my head. So a couple things going for it there.
All right, excellent. I definitely like this one, guys. Looking really good today. Just look at this beautiful pop. Look at the last couple of days. Just unreal. Piton's going on our list. All right, we have that there already. All right, so let's head on down here. Do we have anything else that looks good? No, this doesn't look good. No. MP. We'll just run through some of these quickly. Laser is on here. Now, Laser, this is looking all right. Had a good day yesterday as well. I don't typically like the way this stock trades, but I know that Eamon likes to watch this one for some good reasons. I can see here how it can be a good trade. So I'm going to add as a possible here for now. But today's looking a lot better than we have seen in the past. Today's actually...
And just keep in mind, you've got two here that are kind of on this EV news, VLDR, LAZR. LAZR is lower float at 9.27 million, and VLDR is 70.44. So
gotcha.
Difference there. You might decide which one you're going to pay more attention to based on that. I know I would.
Correct. All right, so I like Laser. We'll see. I'm gonna keep it as a passive for now, but it does look good today. SWI. All right. See. Yeah, I think we're gonna stop here, guys, for the most part. Still, this list is still huge. What did GameStop do the last couple of days? Not a whole lot right now. Norm, this list is big. Have you looked through anything that we haven't gone over that you like this morning?
No, I really think what I just mentioned is about all you really need this morning.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, take it to the chat. Let's see what we have here. What is on your list, guys? Fuel cell and Roku. Let's start with Hamish here. Fuel cell. All right, fuel cell this morning. Daily looks interesting, guys. Coming back here from this bottom around 777. So right on there, we're getting a little bit of a pop above some of these areas of resistance we had in the past. So that looks good. Pre-market action 947, $947 shares traded, up 5.3. Yeah, this could be a good one. This could be a good one. We'll throw that on there. Let's take a look at Roku today. Roku, their daily is very good right now. Pre-market action needs to get going, but their daily is just explosive. Really like that one this morning. Not really like, it's not great. We've seen better from it, but worth having on our list. At least if we move it down to a possible, we can take a look at what's going on there. Moving back up here, who else do we have? All right, Neo. So random is giving us Neo here. Let's take a look at how Neo looks this morning. Neo, big day yesterday for Neo today. Yeah, Neo could be a good one. I like Neo. I like the possible breakout continuation here. I mean, Neo lost a lot of ground. In November going into December, we saw, well, not a lot. We say a lot of ground, but again, look, depends how far you zoom out. If you zoom out, this is nothing, right? So it's a regular pullback here, guys. But again, trying to come back here, we have some levels towards the highs here that we can possibly try to get at. So I do like Neo today. Great volume as usual, 1.7. Looks a lot better than it did yesterday. The pre-market PLTR. Let's take a look there. PLTR. The daily looks really good. Someone mentioned this on YouTube as well. PLTR, Nuno mentioned this. I think somebody else in addition to that. But yeah, I like PLTR today. And it did trade very well yesterday, guys. Yesterday, this was one of the ones that we took advantage of. Again, pre-market just started to rip here. And that did continue into the market open for a nice pop here. You did get an aggressive drop on it, but found a beautiful base and then just kept going higher. So I do like PLTR. It's trading very clean lately. Very not easy, but somewhat predictable in its price action. And I like the way this day looks today. Let's look at Plug. Plug this morning. Plug found a way to get going here. Nice. So a nice day, nice couple of green days here back to back. Right now, not doing a whole lot, but we know Plug, it needs a little time to get going. Doesn't usually put in a great pre-market action, but at the intraday can trade very well. I'm going to add as a possible for now. PLTR, we have Plug, we have a couple of people throwing those two out because they look great today. I agree. More PLTR, more Plug, Neo, Sean, we have those good. TTCL. Mr. Goldman is giving us TTCL. That's not coming up, so I'm gonna skip on that one. Mara is Mara this morning up 7.8. Had a good day yesterday. Good possible. We'll come back to that one. Next we have Apple. We do have on deck. I think Apple looks amazing. PLTR is good. Fubo is good. Fubo is good as well. I think, yeah, we have that on here. Did I add it? Yes, we do. Baidu. Good. A lot of you guys are watching almost this very similar things this morning. I like the fact that you guys skipped all this crap that was on here, and you're going right to the good one. So yeah, that's good. That means what we're doing is working. Very good. All right, let's look at Fit here. Fit. Wow, big draw for Fit. This is Fitbit, right? Fitbit. Yeah, big draw for them. Was it earnings maybe, guys? But again, nice big drop here today. But at pre-market action is okay, not great. And what I don't like about this one is doesn't move a whole lot, right? You got to see it. Some of the days, for example, take a look at their daily here. They're going from 725 to 720. That's a 5 cents move. I'm not waiting around for something like that. Now today, given the fact they already have 3.2 million shares traded, right? So that's quite a lot there. Might be a difference. That's almost half of what they usually trade, or in some cases even more. So that could be a difference maker. But I won't put this on my list for now. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's a great trading type stock. All right, let's do a few more. GJ here. JG. Wow, JG. Looking good. 96% up. 15 million shares traded. I'm always concerned when I see stocks like this. Aurora Mobile. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one, guys. The daily doesn't look great. Their pre-market action looks decent. We'll come back to it. I love the volume, but I'm not sure about it. We'll come back to that one. All right, let's stop here. I want to take a few from YouTube as well. What about AMD? Let's take a look at AMD. AMD's again couldn't break out of this. Not doing a whole lot right now. Very light on volume, pretty much flat, only up almost 0.5%, if that. Again, just not looking great at the moment. So we'll skip on AMD for now. Let's take a look at Riot. Sorry, excuse me, I skipped one. Airbnb here. Let's take a look at Airbnb. Again, just putting a couple of strings here in green days back to back, getting above their IPO price. This is looking pretty good. I know a couple of traders that got in here for a swing. I know some people that got in on the IPO price. Andrew, I think, is Andrew still on this? I hope he is. I hope he's still in this position. I know he bought in at the IPO price, so hopefully he is. Right now, again, not a great intraday trading stock, so I'm not going to add it to my list, but looking very good, guys, today. Let's take a look at Riot this morning. Riot, what do we have here? Again, not typically the stock I want to trade. I do like the daily for a possible breakout here, guys. So again, looking good there. Volume is starting to come up, but again, this stock, just be careful with it. I don't see this as a better stock to trade than what we have on our list already. I mean, just start looking at some of these here. Look at VLDR, how great that pre-market action looks. Great volume. Look at Apple, how great that looks. Piton as well, starting to look real nice here. Beautiful pop on Piton also. We have Roku. Doesn't look great, but I do like the daily, and we know that can have some potential. Neo's looking good as well after a couple of nice green days here. Possible potential to keep going. And PLTR also looking very nice on the daily as well. I think this is all we need. I probably have a little too much, guys. I think we have a pretty nice list this morning. With that said, let's go over to announcements. We'll come back and fine-tune this list a little bit later.
All right, guys. So a little bit quiet over the next couple of weeks just because of the holidays and everything. But tonight we've got Success Webinar with Eamon, 5 p.m. Eastern. Keep in mind the special time because of his time zone. He'll be discussing how to find your edge. Very important part of trading. So join Eamon for that webinar this evening at 5 p.m. Eastern. All right. Our next psychology webinar is not until the 30th, and that'll be Mike's Module 5, talking about mental resilience for trading. And then if you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade of the day, mark it up. It should have entries, exits, obviously, and then whatever you can do to put some color on the trade and describe why you took it, what you were seeing, the setup, everything else. Post it on Twitter, tagging at Variable Traders at MikeB_BBT and at NormBBT. Also use the hashtags BBT, Family, Day Trading, and Stock Market. We'll announce the trade of the day winner every day on the Closing Bell Show and on Twitter. And then the trade of the week will be selected from all of the daily winners for the week by the team over the weekend and be announced on Monday in the Closing Bell Show and on Twitter. If you're watching us on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, use the promo code PREMARKET24. That'll give you access to our intro membership, which is 7 calendar days, 5 trading days, doesn't auto-renew or turn into any other kind of membership. It also gives you access to Carlos's onboarding class, which he does live every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern.
All right, thank you. No, I appreciate that. All right, guys, I did fix that. Thank you for pointing that out. Right over here, we took care of this because it was not showing properly the watch list. So now you can see the tickers on there. So thank you for pointing that out. All right, guys, so let's get to it. Let's do some levels on here. Let's start with VLDR. So VLDR, guys, looking good. Had a good day yesterday. Pre-market action, very active this morning. Actually, let's scan through everything first. So this one looks good. Apple looking good, guys. Beautiful breakout here on the daily. Piton, nice pop. Roku might be down as a possible 1 2 3 4 5 6. All right, so yeah, we might move that one down. Plug is good. Fuel cell is good. Laser is, yeah, all these possibles are pretty good. Mara is good. It's looking very nice here. This one also, JG is yeah, it looks good. We just not too sure about it, but it does look good. All right, so we have some good stuff here. Let's do some levels. Today we are going to start with VLDR. So high of the pre-market 28.39. Let's throw a level there. Towards the bottom, low of the pre-market 25.98. And on here, the price action is kind of on a support. Again, we're sitting pretty high here. Let's see if we have anything going back. Yeah, we do have a daily right on here. I want to see if that's going to coincide with what I'm seeing on the pre-market. No, it's a little bit lower, 26.83. So that's the day. There's nothing else up here, but I do like this way it's holding on these moving averages on there. Yeah, I think I'm going to put a level there because there is a lot of touches right in this area. 27.55, and from 26.83 to 27.55, that is a big drop. You know, almost a buck there. So again, you just want to keep that level on there as well. Towards the top, 28.38. Above that, we do have 29.62, and I think that should be good for now. If we get to through these levels, we can definitely mark some more up here as well. Heading down to Apple, guys. Apple's daily is looking very nice. Gap down hard yesterday, made up for it in a big way, and today they're putting an exclamation point on it. Here it is, 130.58 is the low of the pre-market. Your high of your pre-market over at 132.50. Above that, we do have some levels here from September. We have 134.80, 134.74, and then all the way up here 138.01. So again, after a beautiful consolidation here, big drop and comeback, we're popping up nicely today with a great pre-market action. In here, you do have this level here, guys. I'm gonna mark this down. It's a lot of touches here. 131.97. You can see here area of resistance very early on. As more volume comes in, you can see we're still playing around those levels there as well. So let's keep that on there. Here's Piton, guys. Piton, nice big pop today after news of them buying out a competitor, I believe. As Norm mentioned, 162.65 high of the pre-market, 154.30 your low of your pre-market right now. And it's looking pretty good as more volume is coming in. Hopefully this continues to get better, but this is a great pre-market action for Piton. Is this all-time high for these guys? Yes, it is. They are doing it in style. So no more levels above this 162, guys. That is all you have. And then towards the bottom, do we have anything below this 150 430? You don't have a whole lot. It's got some action here after hours, maybe 151. That's a minor area. Again, I wouldn't put too much weight on that. And then after, I don't really see anything until all the way previous day close, really. So we'll keep Piton there. Roku, let's take a look at that. So Roku, I like the daily more than anything on Roku. It's not looking all that great as far as pre-market action. So hopefully this can get going. And as far as levels, I think you're pretty much covered, guys. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. We are hitting all-time highs on Roku. This stock just continues to crush it here. But it's really more of a possible. I'm going to move it down for now, but it's definitely a top possible. We know how great this one can trade. Roku sitting at a 357, guys, just insane. We were trading that stuff at 80 bucks a couple of months ago. So that looks good. PLTR. PLTR. No, did I skip one? I did. Piton, Neo. I skipped Neo. Okay, so going back to Neo here, we have 49.89 high of your pre-market. Then towards the bottom, guys, the low of the pre-market sitting at a 48.38. So towards the top, we definitely have levels here. We've been up here before. We do have 52.10. We have this one up here as well, 54.22, and we also have 55. What the heck? We have this one too, 57.009. So again, some pretty good levels on the way up here. If we can get going, we're sitting right at an area of support and resistance right here. This high of your pre-market. You see a lot of touches going back into end of November on there. So let's see if we have the juice to break out of that. Volume is there, 2 million shares, up 1.4. Let's see if we can get going here. PLTR, what I have here, high of our pre-market 29.69. Above this we do have 31.24, and then above that we do have 33.49. Towards the bottom, guys, previous day close, and then the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days are listed there for you. So that's looking pretty good. All right, I think we have a pretty good list. We have Roku, Plug, Fuel Cell. Fuel Cell actually looks pretty good. The pre-market actually looks great here. The daily looks good. So if you like this one, add it to your list. Laser is looking good. Yeah, we have room for one more. Let's see. Fubo is okay. Mara is okay. JG is looking okay as well. I think I had a question on this one too, right? This is the one that Eamon, you like this one a lot. Yeah, so Eamon likes this one a lot. Yeah, it looks good, guys. Lydia also likes this one. Yeah, it looks really good. I don't know, it's just something about this daily that I don't like. So yeah, this, I don't know what it is, but something about it's not looking great. So just be careful with that one. It doesn't move a whole lot though. You're not gonna get a move, you know, $2 or $3 like some of these other stocks that are really bad on their spread. This one has great volume, has a good spread. So no shares for sure. So we'll see. We'll see if it rips today. I just don't like the daily. I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, guys, that is what we have. Let's take a look at our moderators lineup, see what's going on there, what they like this morning. Let's bring this up. Yeah, we are early today. I agree with you. It's 9:01, and we're already done with our watch list. So that's pretty good. You know what it was? That's what it is. We went through a lot of stuff, a lot of crap. We just X'd out right away. So our moderators are not ready yet with their watches. Rightfully so. We usually don't get to this until about 9:10. So we're 10 minutes ahead of schedule here. But let's go through what we have. So John is looking at Piton, Apple, Airbnb, Roku, and Baidu for high of day breakouts. Store is looking at Piton, Apple, PLTR, Plug, secondary Zoom, Fubo, Pen, and also Neo. Tiffany likes Apple, Piton, secondary VLDR, and Neo. Potential IPO today, PHAR from Peter. And that is what we have. The rest of the moderators who put the list together. No rush, guys. We're a little bit early. Maybe we could do some other stuff in the meantime. Answer some questions. If anybody has any questions they'd like to answer about our watch list, or like to ask about our watch list, we can definitely take care of that now. What do we look for in the pre-market? That is number one question we get here in the pre-market show. So let's go through it. It's a great question. Let's look at example, this one here, right? SPWH. A lot of people are going to be looking at this one. It is up 36%, has a 278,000 shares traded. So what attracts people to this type of stock is the pop, right? It's up 36%. And immediately in our heads, we think, man, you know, can they go up 10% more, right? We start thinking about dollar signs. But if you look at the details, if you look at this pre-market action, this here does not look great, right? It's very choppy. So you have 278. I do not want to see... are we losing audio? I got a weird sound in my headphones. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, everything's been fine.
Yeah, I don't know. My system is ramping up and my audio sounds weird. Not sure what.
Sounds fine from my end.
Huh.
Camera's a little fuzzy, but other than that, you're
Yeah, it's weird. I'm getting some kind of feedback. All right, that was weird. Um, all right, so let's go back here. So back to the question. So yeah, so again, the numbers look great, but if you start looking at the details here, this here does not look good. Now, what we want to see is the key thing is volume. Volume makes a big difference, right? So for example, if you look at let's say for example, Apple, right? Apple has great volume, say 3.8 million shares traded so far. And you can see how well this thing is trading, right? It almost looks, well, you want to, I don't want to simplify it, but you want to look at a stock in the pre-market that looks as if the market is open, right? You don't want to see gaps in a big candle, a big wicks. You want to see kind of like something like this, right? Where there's some flow. I like to call it, there's some flow to each candlestick. That's what you want to see on there. So you try to look for that, and then you also try to look for a good daily as well. If you could find something with a great daily, that's just ask. There's three things we look for. We look for a good pre-market action, and what we mean by action is the flow of the way the price action is trading, right? We want to see volume, and then if possible, we also want to see a good daily. So, for example, if you look at JG over here, this daily is not great for me, but the pre-market action is amazing. This market action is great. The volume is great. But I typically like to want to have all three. In some cases, you can't have all three. But if I can find stocks that can give me all three, I'm going to prioritize those opposed to something that doesn't have a great daily like this one, right? That's just my personal criteria of selecting which one I'm going to watch. What makes a good daily? Well, this is not a good daily. You see the way this is popping up and down. You see the volume. It's just barely any volume here, right? It's less than a million, if that. So this is not a great daily. Opposed to like an Apple, this is a beautiful daily, right? Look how great this looks. You have direction, you have movement, you have a wide body candles in here. That tells me that the stock can move in one direction. Now, I'm not looking to catch a move the entire day. Again, we're short-term traders, right? We're looking for to get opportunities in short plays. But if a stock can move in this direction, it gives you a lot of opportunities throughout the day. So, for example, let's look at Apple yesterday, right? Let's look at Apple yesterday, because I could tell already, but this candlestick here, there were tons of opportunities in here. I am sure of it, right? So, and I know also because we had it on our watch list. So you look at the way this thing is trading, right? You see opportunities here for reversals. You see breakouts above the VWAPs. You see ABCD patterns forming. You see continuation on the moving averages. So there's so many things you can find. And if you're able to get a good entry and this thing runs, you can be in good shape, right? So that's what you're looking for. On a stock like this one, there's no continuation. Yeah, you have a couple of days that broke out here, but for the most part, this thing is not moving a whole lot. 20 cents, 25 cents for the entire day, the last couple of days. Today obviously is different. Today has a really good pre-market action and it can get going. But for the most part, I want to have all three. I want to have the trifecta if I can select the stock that's going to be on my watch list, right? So that's what we're
so
really looking for.
there was a question in the chat a minute ago about higher price stocks. Somebody had mentioned Peloton. They've never traded anything in that price range. They get nervous doing so. So here's the thing you have to realize about that. If you take $10,000 worth of $100 stock or $10,000 worth of a $10 stock, you've got a different number of shares, but your risk is so if your stop on the $10 stock is, let's call it 20 cents below it at $9.80, and on the $100 stock it's at 98. If you get stopped out there, it's the exact same loss. If
Right.
one of them goes to if your target is 110 on the $100 stock and your target is 11 on the $10 stock, it's the exact same profit. So you can't think of it in terms of the actual price, because the actual price of a stock is just about meaningless. I was actually in a meeting with a cybersecurity company not too long ago, pitching some stuff, and I remember they were talking about a rival of theirs, and they said we're a bigger company because our stock price is $60. I can't remember what it was. I'm making this up. It's
Mm-hmm.
$60, and the other company's was $30. I was like, okay, well, your market cap is half of theirs, so you're not a bigger company. Your stock price is higher, which is it's a number. It absolutely means nothing. So you just got to keep that in mind. Think in percentages and proportions as opposed to straight up price. So
Yeah, yeah. Percentages is a big thing, guys. You know, this is why sometimes, especially new traders or people that have you know, a smaller account, which is nothing wrong with that. They want to trade low flow stocks because they see they can buy more shares. But you gotta look at a percentage, right? You could lose a whole lot doing that just because you want to buy more shares. Just be careful with that type of thinking. All right, questions about CMEG and options. I don't trade options, so I don't know what their fees are, but you could definitely check on their website for that information. All right, guys, so let's do a quick recap. Brian came in with his list, so he likes VLDR, Laser, Piton, Neo, Mara, and AMTX for fun. So we know we have to look at that one, AMTX for fun. What does that look like this morning, AMTX? Yeah, nice pop here, good active pre-market action. So see something like this, guys, right? The daily, and I know Brian will agree with me, the daily is horrible, right? But this one here, the reason it's for fun, obviously it's probably a low flow stock, a little more risky. He's going to be looking for a quick scalping type play, right? In and out quickly. And if it runs, great. But his initial strategy is going to be to get in and get out as soon as you start seeing some green. If it keeps going, then great, that's cherry on top. But for the most part, that's not the plan, right? To have this run to $20, $30. Because again, the daily shows you that this stock doesn't trade very well, right? So you gotta kind of match your trading style to the stocks that you're going to be watching. That's going to be important as well. All right, Eamon, his list: Apple, Riot, Secondary, Laser, Roku, and Airbnb. And Mike has high of day scanners as usual: Piton, Apple, and Roku this morning. So, all right, here let's take a look at this. One more question here, Dan. Do you calculate the 2% rule for all your stocks, or is that a rule of thumb for price management? I'm not sure what you mean by the 2% rule for all the stocks. So if you could elaborate a little bit on that. Quick recap, guys. We got PLDR. We have Apple's looking really good. Let's change the bottom screen here. Piton here also looking great, guys. Nice pop for them today. Neo's got some good volume, holding on here towards the top side of this pre-market action. Hopefully can continue there. And PLTR giving some back here, but it traded so well yesterday. It's worth having on our list this morning. All right, I think that is all we have. Norman, anything else we have to cover?
No, that's about it.
We are good to go. So Dan, we didn't get to your question. Again, shoot in the chat. I'll leave on the stream for a little bit and I can answer you there. Take care, guys. Stay safe. We will see you tomorrow on this holiday week at 8:30. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We're going to continue in the chat room with Brian, and I believe Thor will be joining us live today for the market open. So looking forward to that. Take care, guys. Have a great day.
Take care, guys.